The confiscation of assets like money and property and things like that, they can take your house, your boat, your car.
Yeah, the civil forfeiture statutes are an unfortunate result of the war on drugs, and oftentimes we see people who may not even have committed a crime who are having assets seized for forfeiture. And it's unfortunate, and we are fighting those cases on a fairly regular basis.
Well, the reason I ask is I noticed that you're able to get that stuff back in some cases.
In cases where the federal agencies aren't involved or where they have not seized the actual...
Federal.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you have a federal agency that's involved with the investigation or arrest of the individuals, and they're the ones that seize the property and take it into a federal control, then it's very difficult to get back some of the items that were used. And because under federal forfeiture laws, you know, if the items were used in the commission of a federal offense, or if they are the proceeds of federal unlawful federal activity, then they are subject to federal forfeiture. However, under state law, if the individual is ultimately, if we're able to ultimately get them acquitted or the case dismissed and establish that they were operating legally under California laws, then not only can we get back their personal property, such as vehicles or equipment or cash, we can also actually get back their medical marijuana.
About the families, now, you learn quite a lot about these cases, many of them I'm sure, and they touch you in different ways and at different depths. What do you see happening? I'm sure nothing good happens to a family that gets tangled up in this, but what are some of the things that you do you have to deal with any of this damage?
Yeah, absolutely. Oftentimes, if there are children living in the residence, then we're looking at felony child abuse or child endangerment charges for our clients because of their marijuana activities.
Just because it's happening?
Because it's happening. I've seen several arguments. If a door is unlocked into a room where the marijuana would be within arm's reach of the child, even if the children aren't in the house, and even if the children normally wouldn't have access to that room, if the police come in and they see the doors unlocked, then they will automatically assume that the child does have access to that room, and you're therefore putting them in danger because they have access to the marijuana. Then you also see other cases where if someone is growing a large amount of marijuana, or if they're running a small-scale business out of their house, and the argument, at least on the prosecution side, would be that by having a large amount of marijuana or growing a large amount of marijuana or having large amounts of currency on site, you're increasing your chance for a robbery, in which case then you're putting your child at danger. And you know, that argument for me is a tough one to swallow, because there are always people that are going to have nice antiques at their house or jewelry at their house, or guns or other goods that would make it more attractive for a robbery or a burglary. And that doesn't mean they're getting charged with child abuse charges. And I've heard DAs respond to that argument that since the marijuana laws aren't as clear, the people involved in it are less likely to call the police if they get robbed, and the people that are robbing them know that, and that's why it creates even more of a chance.